We begin with Chinese Premier Li Keqiang's official visit to the United Kingdom, which has entered day 3. Well, this is Premier Li's first official visit to the country since taking office March last year. His trip to the UK also coincides with the 10th anniversary of the establishment of the China-Britain Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. And for the very latest on the visit, we're joined by our correspondent Richard Bestake in London. Thank you for joining us, Richard. So it's just 9 a.m. in London. Can you give us an overview of Premier Li Keqiang's schedule today for day 3 of the visit?
Well, today is perhaps the most sensitive day on the 3-day agenda for the Chinese Premier. Yesterday we had the pomp, the pageantry and the signing of multi-billion-dollar deals. Today, in what will be a much listened to speech, Li Keqiang will outline some of the details linked to making the City of London a focus for trading in the Chinese currency, the renminbi. Now that's important for a number of reasons. The British government, for example, have sought that prize diligently for a long time. They'll be watching the words of Li Keqiang very carefully because what it is effectively is another step in the internationalization of the renminbi. Now that needs to be handled with great care. Too fast and you'll get a flight of capital out of China. Too slow and it'll stall and stutter. The benefits for China are, of course, that it frees itself up from dependency on the dollar. The injection of cash into the US economy during the years of the economic crisis have devalued holdings by the Chinese government in the United States. So what they want to do is free up the renminbi, free up their investments and give the renminbi greater scope. Doing it, of course, is a balancing act, and it's that balancing act that the Chinese Premier will have to outline in greater detail today and avoid frightening the markets. Meng.
Well, Richard, as you mentioned, both political and economic ties are at the forefront of this agenda. So would you give us more color on the meeting yesterday between Premier Li and Prime Minister Cameron?
It was a day of colour, largely the colour of money, Meng. One of the biggest deals of the day was with the British energy giant BP, which signed a deal worth something in the region of $20 billion over 20 years, supplying liquid natural gas to China. But there were a number of other areas that were important. Significantly, the easing of UK visas, the access to UK visas for Chinese business people and Chinese tourists. Now that is designed to ease trade between the two. David Cameron, the British Prime Minister, and Li Keqiang, the Chinese Premier, both agreed that they wanted to raise the annual trade between the two countries up to around $100 billion. Now that increases it from what is currently $70 billion. So yesterday was a day when we saw a considerable amount of trade going on, but also lots of colour, lots of pomp, lots of pageantry, as I outlined in a report filed earlier.